It's Week 15 of the NFL. And coming up next is the Commanders' versatile running back. Your standard at running back this season, pacing the league in rushing. It's the Commanders and the Cowboys, next on EA Sports.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. All right, football fans, settle in because we got bragging rights on the line in this one. Kate Scott, Brock Hewitt here with you as we get set for a division rematch. Brock, one side seeking the sweep and the other looking for some revenge after how that first showdown went.
What do they say about familiarity? Familiarity does what?
It breeds something, Brock. It breeds, contempt.
It breeds contempt. Yeah. These teams don't like each other. They can fake it. They can say all the right things in the papers. They don't want any bulletin board material. But the fact is, you know your division foes better than anybody, and they know you. And that familiarity does bring a little extra heat into this matchup.
All bye weeks now in the rearview mirror. We are full speed ahead in the race for the postseason. Week 15 is underway on EA Sports. So here come the Cowboys for their opening drive. Bringing them out is a Mississippi State fourth-round pick in 2016 who's found considerable success in this league, Dak Prescott.
But we're focused. Last week, that would be 3-0, as in touchdowns and interceptions. That's a quarterback who was efficient, aggressive in the right spots, but he took great care of the football. And of course, numbers, he's more about the alphabet, like that letter W, picking up the win in that ball game.
Dak off the play fake. He's marking over something here and just chucks it away. Led the top dog for the upcoming postseason, and we all know that is so important, Brock, because it's going to give their injured guys that extra week of recovery as they try to get back out there for a postseason run.
Yeah, Caden, here's now the key. With that #1 seed and that bye week secured in your pocket, you just do not want to add anybody to that injured list. And if that extra week of rest can help somebody, anybody, get back out there, what a lift for the postseason.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. From the gun is Prescott. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis and practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? And it shows the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. We've got a stoppage now. There was a player shaken up on that return, so we'll take a brief break as they tend to him. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Blown back, gets the handoff. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. From the gun, it's Daniels. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Running back sent in motion. Daniels throwing on 3rd. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. The Commanders ready for the punt. And he'll punt it away to end a disappointing opening drive. He punted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And the Cowboys will get set to go on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. 1st down, here's Dak. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing again is Dak. Got Lamb, and it's complete. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Intended target there was CeeDee Lamb. And that leaves them with a decision to make on 4th and short. Dallas sends its punting unit onto the field. Went for 48 with his first kick, and this one looks even better. Takes this in at the 25. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Commanders and their running back about to get back to work. And with the end of the season in sight, he's looking for a strong finish to capture that NFL rushing crown. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after looks like a yard gain. That was Micah Parsons making that play. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Daniels. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. And he gets this forward to the 19. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. On the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Flushed out of the pocket. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Commanders take a 6-0 lead in the 1st quarter. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Cowboys' offense now headed back to the field. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
You know, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere.
Pressure's there, and the Commanders got him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Another try following the sack. He's in trouble and gets brought down again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with third down.
First sack, wobbled the cart. This one, I think, sent it off the rails entirely. Taking the L on each of the first 2 plays leaves this offense looking at a very unlikely third down pickup.
Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on third. Here's Dak. Dialing up a receiver screen. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Commanders returning their offense and this running back to the field. And he's found many a gift in the end zone this season. As we work through December, he is currently tops in the league in rushing scores. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 46. Completes one to Ben Sinnott. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
To the line we go. They're set. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Touchdown, Washington. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Gay to add the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders drive out to an early 14-0 lead. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He stopped on the return at the 27. Offense headed back out there now for Dallas. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
Here's 2nd and 7. Searches from the pocket. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Dak now from the gun. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Dak throwing again. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Another throw for Prescott. It's caught. Ferguson. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Just short on 3rd down, no gain on the run, and now what will they do on 4th?
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Gay's kick is good, and that'll get him back to 11.
You know, you look at that 3rd down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
His return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. On 1st down, they'll run. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Commanders will have a 1st. New set of downs for him at the 38. Going to the ground again on 1st. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
He stays up. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. Then brings up 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
He has the 1st over the middle. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Just about every offense since the beginning of time, since the forward pass, Kate, has loved a tight end that could stretch the middle of the field. Man, I remember as a kid watching Kellen Winslow Sr. dice up right here between the hashes. And what a difference it can make for an offense.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
All right, Cowboys showing nickel set, 3rd down. Again, Daniels to the air. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. It's a 2-score game early. We'll return to Landover right after this. Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. It's a 36-yard look for him. Up and good from Fairbairn. And that extends their lead to 14.
You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here. But they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, well, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with the high percentage make.
Returning it from the 4. This return makes it up to the 25. The Cowboys about set to take over. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. 1st and 10, Prescott. Gets it. Ooh, can't avoid that one, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Taking a look at that scoreboard, and you just can't go backwards. If you're going to close this gap, you've got to stay on schedule. Had a hard time doing so with a double-digit deficit.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Right up the gut. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Give that tackle to Johnny Newton. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Here's Prescott. Setting up the running back screen. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It's plays like that, Kate, right wrong. When I sit and judge a defense, I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Commanders will go on offense. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Pass was thrown for Christian Watson. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. To throw, Daniels. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they make the tackle at the 38. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day 1 install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
New set of downs for him at the 38. They'll run here on 1st down. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Throwing now, Daniels. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down. Here's Daniels. That's caught for the 1st. Touchdown, Washington! The Commanders make it a 3-possession game. Christian Watson with the touchdown. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders stretch their lead to 21. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Starting from the 5. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. And there's only one team satisfied with their spot in the playoffs right now, and that's the one currently at the top. A lot of time left for everybody else to jostle for better position, or simply for one of the 7 spots available. Throwing on first is Prescott. Ferguson's got it, complete. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. 2nd and 3 now. Here's the handoff. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
He's going to loft one deep to the left. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. The home team send receiver Christian Watson ready to go once again. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. One of the tight ends in motion left. Handoff now out of the gun. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. It was Osa Odigizua in on the tackle. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 17. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Handoff to the back. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Here's 2nd and 11. And he juices one incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st. New set of downs for him from the 46. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat. You see a bigger play on the ground. Largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
The give here on second. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Brought down by Deron Bland. No gain on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
And it just keeps coming, Kate. It just keeps coming. This defense relentless in this first half. 3rd time. Now this quarterback's got to pick himself off the turf. When they get in that locker room at halftime, it's going to be a quick one. I think the whole message is going to be, how do we protect our quarterback? Because if you can't do that, this offense can't get started.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. Another drive coming up for this Dallas offensive unit. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Here's Prescott, 1st and 10. It's taken in by Lamb. And he gets him around 6 there. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Prescott here from the gun. Throw complete to Lamb. And he's able to get it to the 21 as he goes down. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. 1st down, here's Dak. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. Could not beat the defender there. And that leaves him with 3rd and short. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Oh, flag is down here. This might be a free play. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him.
Still first down.
A bit jumpy across the way there, and that halves the distance ahead of him on first down. Running it after the penalty. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Riley Moss with that tackle. We've hit the 2-minute warning now from the nation's capital. The Cowboys with some work to do, trailing in this game. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 39. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Throwing the out route complete. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Commanders will have a first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They kick the running back in motion. Daniels on first down. Brought in right side. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Gets this one to Watson. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
On first down, here's Daniels. Finds a man right side. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Again, Daniels to the air. Hits him on the in route. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. It's halftime from near the nation's capital. The Commanders pulling in front after 2. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And it's the Texans who are out in front. A touchdown pass there for C.J. Stroud. Next, we'll head east. It's on to Cincinnati as we check in on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. George Pickens, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And you can see there it's the visiting Colts who have the lead in that one. Aaron Ripkowski with both of their touchdowns thus far as he scored twice on the ground. The Commanders got a strong first half out of their quarterback, Jaden Daniels. He threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for another, as his guys have the lead at halftime. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. From the 32, he's got Watson. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Play stopped by Damone Clark. And the Cowboys bringing on an extra DB here. 3rd down coming. Putting the tight end in motion. The handoff on 3rd and short. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he'll take it past the midfield stripe and start the push into Cowboys territory. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Back-to-back carries here. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Throwing from the gun here. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Watson with the catch. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Play stopped by Damone Clark. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
They'll try and punch it in. It's across the line for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders grow the lead coming out of halftime. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They are just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
Extra point converted by Gay. And the Commanders continue piling on to this lead. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. He fields it from the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Cowboys offense headed out there. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Got Lamb, and it's complete. And he'll get it up to the 27. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Dak off the play fake. Hits his running back. And he crosses the sideline a yard or two beyond, looks like the 30. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Dak now from the gun. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
The Cowboys sending out their punting unit. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays that followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Running back, motioning right. From the gun, it's Daniels. Looking to his fullback now. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They'll run here from the gun. And that's good for a gain of 5. It was Osa Odigizua in on the tackle. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. They give it to him again. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. That was Micah Parsons making that play. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Throw left side to Watson. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Blown back, it's the handoff. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Daniels back to throw. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. from the red zone now. And he's got it. Has to lay out for it, but touchdown. The Commanders can cruise to a win, growing that lead further. Christian Watson with the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Here's a return from the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
You know, for pitchers, you hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high-percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
3rd and long, Prescott. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut big, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Punt team on the field. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he'll haul in this punt. Fair catch made at the 45-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2. They've got a man in motion. Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. The Commanders have possession and a massive lead. This one looking like it could be over. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. from the 46. On the slant, Myers got it. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be good for a Washington first. Here's a handoff up the gut. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Daniels now. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal. From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. He even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Another chance for him. And he's going to fight forward and get in. Touchdown! The Commanders throwing 6 more on the blowout. That was a great response, Brock. After they got driven backwards on 1st down, they go right back to the ground and score just 1 play later.
Yeah, and I think if you and I were in the huddle down there after that 1st down loss, I think we would have felt a whole bunch of pride. Give me another shot, and boy, did they deliver.
Gay with the point after. And the Commanders grow their lead yet again. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Fielded at the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now this offense getting set to work here. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down. Prescott here from the gun. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. Looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up. Throwing again is Dak. Dumps it off to his running back.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Rolling left, behind some time. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Let's be real clear, there is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes, and it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up. Possession. And he'll be happy to keep much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. A give now from the gun. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a first down.
Back to the well again. And he'll get it up to the 27. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1. Another carry for him. Jukes out a 1-stop. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Daniels. Short pass brought in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Simple dive up the middle. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And he's able to get this down to the 36. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Commanders will have a 1st. Handoff now from the gun. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did. This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
They'll run it here on 3rd down. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. Call it a lone yard on the run. It's going to be 4th down.
Defenses at this level, really any level, will let you run it there all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Give up yards, even a healthy chunk of them, but just float the ball and make sure he's brought to a halt well shy of that first down marker.
Looks like they want to squeeze every point they can out of this game. Field goal team is out there. He connected once, and a good chance here. This is inside of 35. The timeout arrives with just 3 seconds remaining in this game, so we've got one more snap coming up. All right, this is going to be the final play of the game. Back-to-back carries here. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. So score this as a win for the Commanders. And it's harder and harder not to mention, Brock, the possibility of an undefeated season as they add another to their total here in the penultimate month of the campaign. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a win for the Commanders, as with that, we sign off from D.C.